Farm Guy here, and in this video we'll be looking at silage. How do you make it and what is it for, or what do you use it for? I'm doing this on a PS5 here on Rock Crawl on my test map. But this is applicable for all platforms, PC, Mac, and console. It is a base game process, so this is for mostly for beginners, of course, who are still just starting into the game and are curious about or want to know about all these different processes. So I have already done a video on chaff, how to make it and what it is it for, and chaff is one of the things that you can make into silage. Now there are several things that you can make into silage, and we're going to kind of start at the top, shall we, and then I work our way through the different processes, and then we'll kind of we'll end up with some of its uses and what do you use it for. So starting off, what is it? Well, it is a fermented product from basically two or three different, well, actually four, depending on what, we'll get into that. So let's start with chaff. Now, chaff is a product that's made from chopped crop, mostly corn, but it can be made from cereal crops and sunflowers, and you put it into a bunker silo like this. Let's get our help windows on and all that good stuff. And you put it into a bunker silo. Bunker silos are these things here in your construction menu. There are several base game ones. I have these. So you could put chaff, grass, or grass in them. So we have a truck with grass in it. So grass is you mowed grass. Chaff is from, as we said, a chopped crop and so forth and so on. And you drive up to here, unload into it, like so, and there we go. Once the product, once those, sorry, let's get this out of the way. Once those are in there, you can mix products. You can put grass, you can put chaff. Once it hits the floor of this bunker silo, it basically all turns into chaff. So that's what happens here. Straw is not accepted in here. If we go back in here and look at silos, it will say chaff, grass, or hay. So you can also put hay in here. It will turn into chaff. Now, I had a question about, we'll talk about hay in a moment. So once you have it in here, you need to compact it. So once you have whatever, I have 200,000 liters here. It's pretty rough. You might want to level it. Leveling is used by various levelers and so on and so forth. Like I said, this is a very brief explanation, not really a tutorial on each process. I have a compactor and a tractor basically, so you drive over it with whatever you have. And notice on the top left bottom there, compacting 2%. 3% and so forth until you get to 100%. This is a compactor on the back of my tractor here. So levelers are in tools and levelers. Here's a bunch of them here. And also silo compaction. There are several base game compactors that you will attach to your tractor like so. This one is lowered and powered. You turn it on by pressing L1 and X, and it compacts it faster than just driving over it. See, we're at 12% already. If we just go run over to the one that we placed in here, we can drive over it, and you can see we can quickly compact it. The less you have in there we go, it's 100%. Once it's 100% compacted, you come over here, press L3, and it covers it. Now this is fermenting at 0%. I've had this running for a month already, and oh, I have not. So we're gonna have to go forward. It takes time to ferment these things. Now, the second way you can make silage is by baling grass and making silage bales. And let's just unload. Right, so here we got a silage grass in this bale, and it's fermenting. It hasn't, because I just made it, it's still fermenting. Another way to make silage from these products is a fermenter, or a silage fermenter. This one is by OmaTana, and that you'll find under productions. Once I'll have all these, I'll have the any mods I have, I will put in the description, and a link to the mod. So this one actually does all that for you. It will take hay, chaff, and grass and turn it into silage. And it's basically like a silo. It's just, it's a production facility. Now if we go into our productions, there it is. Grass silage, hay silage, and chaff silage. I have them all in here. I've turned them on now, and basically what it does, it runs as a factory, converting those products into silage. So we're gonna show you how that all works. Right. So this is just the basic processes. There are factories that turn a bunch of other things into silage. Such as hay, potatoes, sugar beets, and so forth and so on. So, like I said, this is not an exhaustive, it's just a basic what is silage and what do you use it for. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to go fast forward and show you the end processes of these three ways of making silage, and then we're going to show you a couple of ways you can use it for. What is it used for? What do you do with silage? So we'll see you in a moment. All right, so we're back, and we have slept 1 month later. We have our bunker silo is now 100% fermented, so we have silage. Now when you come up to it, you have the L3 open, and there we have silage. Now also our bale of grass is now appearing as silage, and we can also open that L3. There we go, a silage bale from a grass bale. It is now brown. Going over to our production facility. If we take a look here, we have used some of the grass up, and it's all turned into, well, we have 400,000 liters of silage now. So that is also fantastic. So 1 month later, so if you want to use, or if you want to convert enormous amounts of product into silage, you can have these giant bunkers full of silage, and do it that way, or do a bunch of bales. Or if you don't want to do all that work, just throw it into a factory like this. Now, so on to the next part of this video, as in, what is it for? How do you use it? Well, there's basically 2 things you can do with silage, and that's about it. You can sell it, and there's 2 ways you can sell it. You can sell it directly, and if we go into our sell prices here, scroll down to where's our silage? There we go, silage. We see that there are a number of places that buy it. The straw barn, that's a map base, sell everything, so it's a modded sell point. Or the biogas plant. So any biogas plant will take silage, and these are I'm on easy economy, so these are basically the sell prices there. Biogas plant and the sell everything looks pretty much the same. Now, if you own your own biogas plant, you can deposit it in there, and it will generate income. If we go over here, there we go, silage. So silage will give you will produce income in the form of electricity and methane, which is sold. And also you get digestate, which is a byproduct, and you could either sell that, or you can use it for fertilizer. So we're going to show that a little bit, just a little bit of that process there. Also, we have a pile of silage. What else is silage for? Well, most commonly used to make TMR, or food for cows. And here's a TMR mix, a feed mixer wagon. These you can find not there, but here under animals. There it is. So these are feed mixers, and you make TMR with them, or something that TMR is total mixed ration that you feed to cows. Unfortunately, you cannot feed silage directly to cows, although this is a real thing. It is not something that you can do in Farming Simulator 22, sadly. So let's jump into our tractor. It was running. So let's show you the TMR first. So these wagons, there's several ways of doing it. I'm not going to show you the entire process of making TMR. That's for a different video. But as you can see here, it's a certain particular ratio, and silage is part of that recipe, as you can see here. Farm Dog Max is like, okay, I've seen enough. Off he goes. So there you go. The TMR production is for another video, but silage is an integral part, as you can see here, one of the 4 ingredients in TMR. Of course, there are also production facilities like this that will make TMR with those ingredients kind of automatically without you having to mix it. Right, on to the other ways to use silage. Well, this, you can remove this with a bucket or belts or other means into a trailer like this. The bales you pick up with a bale lifter or a bale fork, etc., etc. The factories, well, you just drive underneath them, and well, I will put the rest of this grass in there, because that's where the grass goes into the factory. It's just basically a factory like many other factories. We'll dump that in here. We come up over to the out pipe and start filling, and let's fill up our silage. So that's where we get our silage. And if we have a biogas plant, so either a biogas plant that you own, or if you take it to a biogas plant that you don't own, you can sell it directly to them. So here we go, putting silage into our own biogas plant. There's also a biogas plant on this map, just over here. And it's basically a sell point. Whoa. And as a sell point, it will pay you right away for silage. There we go. We're getting paid right away. Just keep in mind, though, any biogas plant on a map like that you don't own, it does have a fill point, so you can only sell so much silage to it at one time until it fills up, and then you will have to wait till the next day. And there you have it. That is silage. How do you make it, and what is it used for? Thank you very much for watching. I'm Lonely Farm Guy, and remember, it's only a game, so till next time, bye for now.